Hello, I'm Harry FleuTV, remember it? So you don't have to. And today I'm going to be talking about an underrated cartoon on Disney Channel called The Ghost and Molly McGee. Before I get into the video, I should probably note that this is a remake of the original video I did a few months back, because I don't feel that the original video was very good, and some of the audio from that video kind of clashed together. So this is essentially just a remake of the video I did a couple months back. Now let's get into the review. The Ghost and Molly McGee was a Disney Channel cartoon about a 13-year-old girl named Molly who befriended a grumpy ghost named Scratch, who, fun fact, is voiced by Dana Snyder, who also voices Master Shake on Aqua Teen Hunger Force, as well as Dispatcho from Chowder. The show ran for 2 seasons, but unfortunately went under the radar compared to other big-name cartoons, although it seems to be growing a cult following. And it's kind of a shame how underrated this cartoon is, because I think it deserves better, and it is a really, really underrated show, at least in my opinion. What I like about this cartoon is the quirky yet heartwarming tone it has, and the character dynamic between Molly and Scratch is really nice to see. Molly is a really likeable character, and it's just enthusiastic and positive enough that it doesn't go over the top, and she isn't obnoxiously over-enthusiastic like modern-day SpongeBob. In fact, she's more like early-season SpongeBob, where she's just an enthusiastic character who sees the best in everything and everyone, and wants to make even the grumpiest guy smile. Scratch is a really likeable character too. What I like about his character is that, yeah, he's a jerk, but he fits more into the lovable jerk category, and you can tell that the character was inspired by Master Shake, given how his dialogue is written, and how the creators possibly, purposely cut Dana Snyder as the voice of the character in reference to Master Shake, and I think that is genius. Overall, I think the character dynamics of Molly and Scratch is really wholesome and really nice to see, and they really bounce off well with one another. I even love Molly's family dynamic. Her parents, Sharon and Pete, have the cutest chemistry, and their screen time is so wholesome. Every time they're on screen it just makes me smile, and they are just so wholesome together. They are probably the cutest couple I've seen in a cartoon. I even like Molly's little brother Daryl, and he's just the usual bad boy trickster who plays tricks on everyone, and usually that type of character wouldn't impress me now given how much it's done in other cartoons, but Daryl is genuinely really likeable, and he even gets a little bit of character development throughout the show. I also like that they made Molly and her family Thai, and that was a really nice thing to see. I like that kind of representation in cartoons, and it's genuinely really nice to see some diversity. I also really like the songs in this show. They might not be as catchy or memorable as say Phineas and Ferb songs, but they are genuinely really nice to listen to, and they are really catchy and quite memorable when you listen to them. My favourite song is Maybe Next Time from the series finale. That song got me tearing up. I also really love Molly and Libby's dynamic as best friends. They are just so sweet together, and I really love how Molly's upbeat, enthusiastic, and positive attitude bounces off with Libby's more shy, more mature personality. And Libby is surprisingly relatable as a character. Her anxieties about being mature and being a woman aren't just relatable to women, but to everyone. In fact, most of, if not all of the characters in this show are relatable in some way. There's also an episode which has Libby be the main star and her reuniting with her dad, and it deals with the fact that her dad isn't exactly the best person, and even though he's not a horrible person, he never really had that much time for her, and apparently he left her and her mum when Libby was very young, and I was really surprised that this episode dealt with that theme. That's a topic that shows like the Dumping Ground and the Tracy Beaker duology would handle. There's even an episode where Libby discovers Scratch, and I love how they build it up without ever lingering on it. I was worried there was gonna be some plot where Molly is jealous of Scratch and Libby's new friendship, or Scratch is jealous of Libby and Molly's friendship, and even though there is an episode that tackles that subject, they don't linger on it, and it is only for one episode. I also really like that Libby and Scratch become genuinely good friends and find peace within one another throughout the show. I also really enjoyed Andrea as a character. At first she just started out as the generic mean girl bully, but even she got her own character development, and it was really fun to see her just evolve into a more quirky, vain, popular girl rather than an outright bully. Even the creators admitted that it was more fun to make her that way. I really like how they didn't just make Andrea a bully and how they made her stand out as a character. She's not exactly a mean girl, she's just really vain and popular, and I really enjoyed that about her character. She even becomes a friend of Molly later on down the line. There's also a plotline in Season 2 where Molly and her family have some new neighbours, and it turns out they're ghost hunters. And I love that they don't have the ghost hunters as the main villains. In fact, there is no overarching villain. These are just neighbours that happen to be ghost hunters, and eventually they come to terms that not all ghosts are bad. And even Molly and her neighbour Oliver, or Ollie, have a really nice dynamic and a really nice friendship-turned relationship. There's even a plotline in the second season that uncovers Scratch's past after Scratch discovers his childhood drink, the strawberry soda, which, once he drank, it regained all of his memories. And it turns out they used to have a friend called Aria who moved away and gave him the soda, and that's why he loves it so much. I thought that was really touching, honestly. In 2024, the Ghost of Molly McGee came to a satisfying end, with a bittersweet final episode just titled The End. This episode revealed that Scratch was in fact a wraith, and that he'd given up his ghost due to his depression and playing it safe in his human life. The series came to a bittersweet conclusion, and I could not have asked for a better show. The Ghost of Molly McGee overall is a really underrated show, and I really love the message it has behind it. It had some great writing, some great characters, and a really touching story. Overall, The Ghost of Molly McGee is a really underrated cartoon, and I really think it deserves better. I not only see it having 3 seasons, but possibly 5 seasons. And if the show ever came back, maybe they could do a sequel show where Molly is a teenager and is reunited with Scratch the Ghost after his human body died. And if you haven't checked it out already, go and check it out for yourself. But tell me what you thought in the comments. Do you like the Ghost of Molly McGee? Do you not like the Ghost of Molly McGee? Tell me what your thoughts are. And be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe and all that jazz. And I will see you in the next video. I'm FleuTV, remember it, so you don't have to.